today with a new 30 days of sketches layout. So this is day number 9 and I am starting out with 3 photos. And this sketch calls for 3 photos, but it wants them to go the other direction. So mine, I want to have them go vertically up and down the page, and the sketch calls for horizontal photos. So that is one of the things that I change on this layout. I actually changed this layout a lot. This is the first sketch in the whole month that I have completely just changed and made it work for what I wanted it to do. So I am matting all 3 of these photos on some navy blue paper. This is actually using my scrapbooking store March kit, which I was so excited to use, and I got it super late. So I just started scrapbooking with it. I didn't even do like a kit share or anything because that's how excited I was when I got my collection. So here I am deciding to cut down these 2 photos on the edges just because they weren't going to fit as, full 4x5 photos or whatever size they were. So I cut both of them down a little bit, and then that works out so much better. And I really like how that looks. I still feel like it's missing something though. And so I bring in this yellow pattern paper, and it just helps the photos pop off of the background even more. And I just absolutely love how this turns out. So I am just gluing the photos down to this yellow background, and then I am just going to make a small mat, and then I'm going to glue it on top of the flowers. So this layout is about eating, and so I didn't feel like flowers were the best ephemera to use for this layout. And I actually had a hard time. I should have just pulled from my stash, but I was trying to just use my scrapbook kit, my scrapbooking store kit, and I actually did succeed at only using my scrapbooking store kit, even though I really didn't want to use flowers, which a lot of the embellishments were flowers. So what I decided to do was use this pattern paper, and it has a bunch of different words and phrases and just different patterns on all these little circles. So I am cutting those out with a hole punch, and I am going to use those as my ephemera. And that's pretty much going to be it for my layout. So I really do love how this one turns out. It's definitely very different from the sketch, but that is what is so fun about sketches. They are just a starting off point, and definitely I wouldn't have gotten this specific layout if I hadn't used the sketch. So here I am trying to think about a title. I knew that I wanted a title cluster. And so what I'm going to do is I was looking for my stapler, which I have no idea what I did with my little tiny attacher. It's probably somewhere on my desk and I just can't find it because it's buried under just so much stuff. But I looked everywhere and I couldn't find it. So I decided that I just needed to start gluing things down, and then I also decided to start inking the edges of all of these little circles. So I am using my old Close to My Heart Outdoor Denim ink, which is a navy blue, like very, very dark, almost kind of black blue. And I really love that color. They unfortunately don't sell it, and I don't think they have any other color that is like it. Like they have like a charcoal gray and I think maybe like a mink gray, but they don't have like a navy, like a dark navy. They have sapphire, which is like a blue navy, but it's not like, I don't know. It's just, it's interesting how close to my heart, does all of their colors and lines and everything. They get rid of them a lot. So it always makes me sad when they get rid of colors I like. Okay, so this is where I decide on my title. It's called Let's Get Sauced. So I'm going to try to explain the photos a little bit. So you can see that Mark is in the photo at the top with Jonas and Tinian. And then he has a plate that has 4 different sauces in little metal carafes thingamajiggas that we use for like ketchup and barbecue sauce and like just a bunch of different sauces, dipping sauces. So he put together 4 different types of dipping sauces, and he came up with this fun way to get the boys to try something different, because when our kids were little, they did not like to try new things. It was kind of weird. It started out with Jonas. He was kind of a really, really picky eater. Brennan and Tinian weren't as bad as Jonas, but once they became older than toddler age, they were super duper picky. So this was just a fun, random night. We were eating dinner and we were having chicken nuggets or something for dinner. And Mark was like, I'm tired of you guys just having ketchup, so I want to do this tasting test. So he called it the 2016 condiment off is what he called it. And so basically each of the boys, except for Tinian, because Tinian was a stinker and still didn't want to try new sauces. He stuck with his ketchup. But Brennan and Jonas tried all 4 of the sauces that he made, and yeah, it was really fun. So I'll just read you the journaling because I'm almost done here. Mark came up with a great idea for the boys to try some other sauces with their chicken nuggets besides ketchup. He had them all try each sauce. Tinny didn't want to do it, but Jonas and Brennan both did. Jonas liked sweet and sour and honey mustard. Brennan liked ranch and honey mustard. This was such a fun dinner activity. And then I put the date on it, and I'm going to stamp it with just my rotary date stamp. And that is it for this layout. It was so super duper easy. I hope that you are loving all the videos. Thank you so much for your support. I will be back tomorrow. Bye.